Hi everyone, welcome back to the weekly astrology and pick a card reading. This is for January 11th through to the 17th of 2021. So we have another big week, guys, of a lot of intensity going on. Sort of similar to last week in some ways, but there's a lot of new stuff as well. This week we have a new moon in Capricorn. It's actually a really powerful new moon because it's really close to Pluto. Well, it's conjunct Pluto. It's just 1 degree away from the conjunction. So what does this mean? It's just very intense. So let's break it down. So the new moon indicates or symbolizes new beginnings. It is a time to, you know, as you probably hear if you follow the astrology, often you hear things like, you know, planting seeds, new beginnings, that kind of energy, setting your intentions. That's a good energy to work with the new moon. Now, however, with this being in Capricorn conjunct Pluto, this is actually about letting go of something that's been holding you back. Okay, so something from the past, something of maybe negative habits or old habits that you need to look at to shift your life forward. There's this sense of moving past things that have held you back or made you feel trapped or stuck. Definitely a strong theme when you have Pluto and Capricorn energy like that together. It's the energy of old structures. It's the energy of old situations in our life that have been present for a long time, and maybe we've had trouble shifting them, or we've just held on for the security, or we've just held on for the status, or, you know, the way we're seen in society, you know, all these kind of things. But if there's no authenticity to it, you are going to be looking at removing those things out of your life. And for some people, especially if you've got cardinal placements, so that would be Capricorn, Cancer, Aries and Libra around between 22 and 25 or so, or maybe 26 degrees. Anything in your chart in those signs between those degrees, you're going to feel this very strongly, this new moon, as this feeling of I need a new beginning and I need it pretty soon and I'm going to make it happen. Now, the thing with Capricorn energy, however, is it's about the step-by-step process. It's about planning. It's not about shortcuts. It's not about doing things suddenly or quickly. It's about, okay, let me strategize this. Let me plan. Let me look at my finances, my resources. Do I have stuff in place to move forward? It's a very focused energy as well. So this is good energy for you if you have, it's going to be helpful to you if you have anything around 21 to 26 degrees of Taurus or Virgo in your chart. Because with this energy, with this new moon, you can actually find that it'll be easier for you to let go of old bad habits or old things that are no longer serving you in your life and move towards planning for new things. And these, when I say things, these things would be those very practical and pragmatic aspects of life, because that's what Capricorn is all about. So your money, your resources, the structures of your life, your business, your work, your finances, your goals. Okay, goals is a big keyword, and planning as well. So just need to sip some water here. So yeah, it's a very powerful energy with this new moon in Capricorn conjunct Pluto. Pluto is about transformation. It's about endings and beginnings, new beginnings. It's about rebirth. So it's very strong energy this week. Now, the other stuff that we have going on this week, and there's quite a few things. Let me get through my list here because I've got quite a few things written down. So Monday to Tuesday, Mercury and Jupiter are together in the sky. Now, another thing that's actually really key is Jupiter is starting to separate away from Saturn. So you would have heard of the Great Conjunction. That's to do with Jupiter and Saturn having been conjunct since the end of December and very early this month of January. But Jupiter is starting to separate, which is good news, okay? Because Jupiter is a planet that likes to have freedom. You know, it rules Sagittarius, and Sagittarians, as you know, I'm sure you know, if you know a Sagittarius, they love their freedom, and they love to explore and have their independence and their identity and whatever they want to do. So what you'll find with this energy, as Jupiter moves away from Saturn, there'll start to be stirrings of new freedom in the air. Okay, so it might just be stirrings at this time, but I think there is this energy in the air of non-conformity, I have to say. And that's a good thing, because Jupiter in Aquarius does not like to be constrained by Saturn. And while it was conjunct, while they were together in December and early January, they were constraining each other. They were sort of, you know, dampening down each other's energy, or Saturn was rather dampening down Jupiter's energy, and they sort of blending together more. So I like the fact, and I think this is very positive and hopeful for everyone in the collective, that Jupiter is starting to move forward away from Saturn. So that's really great news for everybody, I feel. And I feel like that's, you know, Jupiter in Aquarius is about the individual, and not the individual at, you know, in the sense of a selfish thing. It's more of an individual's right, human rights, you know, humanity's right to experience freedom and to be free. Okay, so that's good news. The other stuff that I see is we have Mars square Saturn. That's a bit of a tense energy. Okay, so I do feel that, and I will predict that this week, don't be surprised, obviously, and I'm sure if you keep an eye on what's going on in the world, you wouldn't be surprised to know there's still a lot of tension in the air, and you know, there is some stuff brewing this week, some intensity brewing, and I do think people will become more indignant or more outspoken about their freedoms, and they will, you know, with Jupiter separating away from Saturn, they will find ways to express their freedom or find avenues towards freedom, regardless of what the authorities, Saturn, kind of are trying to impose. So because Saturn, you know, it has been holding Jupiter back, but no longer from this week. Jupiter is moving forward on its own, which is fantastic. Love it. All right, so Thursday, the Sun in Capricorn is exactly conjunct with Pluto. Again, more transformational energies. So that's around the 13th, so around the time of the new moon. That makes sense. Yep, so the new moon and the Sun both on Capricorn, both conjunct Pluto. Mars is conjunct Uranus this week. That's pretty damn intense. Mars in Taurus, which is a very stubborn energy and a very sort of bull in a china shop kind of energy. With Mars in Taurus, when it wants what it wants, it will go after it and you know, go after it with full force. And now it's conjuncting with Uranus in Taurus. Now that is a very sudden, unexpected turn of events around between, I will just say between Wednesday and Friday. Look out for some unexpected, very strong energies in the collective, okay? Because it's around the time of the new moon. It's very intense. Mars and Uranus together. Uranus is in fall in Taurus, and Mars and Uranus together brew up a very intense, kind of unexpected, reactive energy and a sort of burst for freedom. So there's something around a burst for freedom this week in some way or another. Friday to Sunday, Jupiter squares Uranus, which is a very restless energy. So people may be feeling very restless, especially if you have anything in fixed signs. So fixed signs being Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius, and in particular around between 3 to 6 degrees of those fixed signs. I think that's the main thing, the main stuff that I had written down. Oh, Venus and Mars do trine this week, early in the week, Monday and Tuesday. So that's actually quite a nice energy, especially for the earth signs. If you're trying to plan stuff for your life, like for business, for enjoyment, for anything creative, anything practical and hands-on or finance related, can be good for love and money for the earth signs in particular, especially Taurus and Virgo. But also could be good for Capricorns as well, with Mars trine Venus on Monday and Tuesday. All right, I'm going to go to the pick a card part of the reading now. So I'm doing the earth signs first this week. I don't usually do that. So let's look at the earth signs. So this is for Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. Let's see what the energies are for you guys this week, especially with the new moon in an earth sign. Oh, this one's popping out. What have we got? Aquamarine, courage, throat chakra. That's powerful for the earth signs. Interesting, because for Taurus, that does Taurus rules the throat chakra and the throat and speaking up, being assertive, standing up for yourself. But look at the cool colors of the aquamarine crystal. It's very sort of almost detached in its way, in its energy. So what I'm getting straight away from this, guys, is that for the earth signs this week, if you have to speak up or be assertive about something, there's a very strong message here of doing it in a way that's just factual without the emotion. And I know that Taurus and Virgo and Capricorn can be good at doing that, just speaking the facts. And that would actually be beneficial for you. And it may be something for some that it's going to take courage to do that this week. Maybe it's a situation where you're not used to speaking out with a certain person or a situation, or you have a fear about it. Let's see what else comes up for the earth signs. Oh, look, see, that really makes sense. Conflict has come up. So not surprising for the earth signs to see this Five of Swords conflict card, because there may be, with all this dynamic, tense energy in the air this week, there may be some conflict. There may be a situation where you have to speak your truth. It may not be even necessarily for everybody overt conflict, like a huge, big drama. It doesn't have to be that. It could just be something that's been under the surface that you've been thinking about. It's been in your head and you're kind of like, you know, I really should say something about this, or I really want to speak up about this situation, or I need to speak to someone about something. I need to vent my emotions. Capricorn, How about that? So we have the new moon in Capricorn, and it specifically mentions a moon in Capricorn accomplishment. Scale mountains to gain a sense of achievement. Specific message for the Capricorns there, but for everybody, for all the earth signs this week, there is something that you want to achieve, and there may be something of a, you know, something that comes up that you need to overcome this week that's a bit stressful. But the key for you guys is communication this week, and using your communication. Capricorn comes up again, unbelievable. Wow. And we have Uranus, so Uranus in Taurus. Yeah, so that Uranus in Taurus conjunct Mars in Taurus this week may cause some issues in a situation. Could be work related, I was just about to say, and the career sector comes up. So yeah, so it's either career, marriage, or partnership, because 10th house is all of those things. So look, for some people there's going to be some kind of tension and unexpected developments in career, work, or marriage, or long-term partnership for the earth signs. Other messages with this would be to look at your goals and what you want to accomplish and where you want to move forward to earth signs, because with this new moon in Capricorn, it's actually really important for the earth signs to work with this energy as kind of a manifesting energy. So also another tip for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is definitely write down some intentions or write down some goals this week, or plan something for business, or, you know, just your future, what you want to achieve. Could be personal, could be anything, right? So the energy is very strong for the earth signs to work on manifesting. It's not a passive energy, it's an energy of working with this, you know, the astrological and, you know, energetic field, to, especially with the new moon, to work on what you can create for yourself moving forward, especially also because it's the beginning of the year. All right, that was the earth signs message. Okay, so I'll just put those cards back in the pile and reshuffle for the next lot. Okay, so the next element is air signs. So this is for lovely Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Okay, so let's see what's coming up for the air signs this week. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This one wants to come out. Oh, the Chariot movement. Wow. Interesting. So this is the sign of Cancer, with the astrological correlation with that tarot card. And it's actually a card of victory. Ooh, victory and heart chakra. Beautiful. I love that peridot crystal. Look at that. That's so pretty. It's just a little faceted sort of jewel-like thing. All right, air signs. What are the other messages for air signs this week? Something at the back here, I can feel it. Oh my gosh, I could feel that energy of Gemini. All right, Gemini. Hi, Geminis. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so yes, we have Gemini energy, we have Cancer energy, and we have the heart chakra. It says teach. So strong energy around relationships and love, and communications about love, communications about what you're feeling in your heart with the heart chakra, communicating your truth. Let's see what the Astro I say, but hang on, I'm getting something else. Sorry, I just picked up on something energetically. Working through and problem solving something that is very close to your heart or very important to you this week. That's what's coming through. Aquarius, I love the way it's so synchronous. There we go, there's the Aquarius symbol. I always look at what's on top of the dice. So 6, the 6th house of work, routine, details of your life, practicalities, pets. The North Node. Oh, sorry, that was off camera. So we have the North Node. We have the 6th house. There it is, sorry. And we have Aquarius energy. So these are very high vibrational kind of, or high vibing frequencies with the North Node, the 6th house, and Aquarius. It can be that your nervous system is quite charged up this week, air signs. You do need to ground your energy. I'm feeling very much like in my head and my heart, and it's like a lot of emotion with this, and I feel the energy. So you guys need to work on just getting out into nature as well to ground your energy. You've got a lot of thinking going on this week, air signs. And, you know, the air signs are always thinking because they're air signs, it rules the thoughts, but it's really charged up from the cards. I'm just really picking up on it. So you may be also communicating with someone at a distance. I see the airplane here. So there could be someone overseas or at a distance for some, not all of you. And there could be a romantic connection with someone at a distance for some people. But there is a victory for you this week, air sign. So I do like this because of the Chariot card. The Chariot card is a victory card. It is a card of following your emotion and trusting in your emotions and moving forward. And for some air signs, there's something to do with the development, to do with work, because the 6th house came up, as well as health possibly also. But I do feel mostly positive vibes with that, I have to say. So that's good. All right, moving on to the water signs. So let's look at Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Gemini comes up again. That just came up for the air signs. Well, that's weird. Okay, so Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, you may know a Gemini, or you may have a lot of communications going on this week. Hematite, mental strength, root chakra. Wow. So again, the message about it came up with the air signs, water signs. You need to be very grounded this week. There's a lot going on around you. There's a lot of communications. There's a lot of energy. You need mental strength because maybe you're impatient about something, water signs. It's like it's a very testing time. 6 of Cups, you're thinking about someone from your past. You're thinking about someone that you have a romantic connection with. You're thinking about nostalgic memories of the past when things felt more idealistic or idyllic in some way. You may have a strong desire to communicate with somebody, and for some that communication is very likely to happen this week. You may get a text message, or you may reach out to somebody and hear something back. There is something about a nostalgic connection from the past, but there is patience needed. I am getting that with the mental strength root chakra card, and you really need to ground your energy. I think everyone needs to ground their energy this week with what I'm seeing here, and that's not surprising because of the Mars conjunct Uranus transit that's happening around Thursday. That energy can really charge people up in terms of their astral body, the mental body, and feel very ungrounding. Even though it's in earth signs, Mars in Taurus and Uranus in Taurus this week, that energy can really, you know, Uranus is in fall in Taurus, and Uranus and Mars together is just a lot of charged up energy that we're all feeling. And there might be something destabilizing that even happens in the collective that you feel affects you in some way. It may not be super direct, water signs, but you may still feel it nevertheless. So I don't know why I just looked at the Mars-Uranus conjunction in Earth and I thought, oh, that could be an earthquake somewhere. I didn't say that in the first part of the reading, but I just saw that then, and I don't know why it's come up only in your reading. I'm not saying that there will be an earthquake near you, but just that's how it's come up. So Astrology, 7th house. Yep, see, you're thinking about someone that you had a connection with, as in a relationship, partner, you know, loved one, someone that you feel romantically inclined towards, or someone who you see as an ideal partner. Partnerships comes up. You have Mercury, see, communication. Mercury rules Gemini. So you have Gemini here. Mercury rules Gemini. There's definitely a communication with someone from your past this week, or someone important to you. Virgo, be careful how you word things this week, water signs. And it's really important what you say this week, and that really makes sense with this card, because your emotions are being quite triggered here with the 6 of Cups and the Gemini together. It's like emotional energy and mental energy getting really charged up. That's why you've got the grounding card. It's so important to be grounded in yourself and not sort of let yourself get carried away too intensely with your emotions this week, because it's like everybody's feeling the intensity of the collective stuff going on, and everyone can feel, you know, especially water signs are, you know, much more sensitive out of all the signs. You know, you're very sensitive. You feel things very personally. So, yeah, it's like, just take a minute. If you receive a text from someone, or if you know, or if you send a text to someone you don't hear back, don't start panicking and like thinking the worst. Just be okay with things. Just know that, you know, you need patience, and that did come up in your reading as well. Okay, next are the fire signs. Okay, so this will be for Aries, Leo, and Sag. This just jumped out. Oh, that's a beautiful message. Peace, crown chakra. Oh, wow. So you guys need to practice this week being more in the moment and just being at peace with, you know, being grateful for what's going on in your life, taking time out to listen to music, to relax. The Magician. Wow. Manifestation. So what I'm getting here is when your mind becomes very still and clear, then you can sort of reevaluate things and go, okay, what do I want to create next? Which is what the Magician card is saying to you. There are things that you haven't manifested yet that you want to manifest, and that's what your focus is going to be on some level this week. What's this one? Oh, Leo. It's always appropriate. It's amazing how the cards just, you know, they always relate in some way. So a special message for Leo this week. So we have heroism. Let your inner hero out. So let yourself shine this week, just like the Leos naturally do. It does say moon in Leo, so maybe someone watching has a moon in Leo as well, or a moon in a fire sign potentially. But there is something creative that you want to do, and you know, it's almost like maybe you've been thinking about it and you're not ready to do it, but you've wanted to work on manifesting something new that's creative. Let's see what the Astro dice say. Neptune, 11th house, and Aquarius. Oh, very interesting energies here. So some kind of friendship here or group connection that's very spiritual and supportive for you. So it may be that you're looking into astrology groups, into other spiritual groups, or connecting with like-minded souls, people who you feel a real sense of kinship with here this week for the fire signs. It could be spiritual groups, as I said, or it could be making connections and contacts for something creative. So with the 11th house and Aquarius, those are the groups and contacts, and Neptune is like something creative or spiritual. I also am seeing something like knowledge and books. Like I just got a flash of someone getting a hold of some new books and getting into some new information or new knowledge. So those are the readings for this week, guys. Thank you so much for watching again. And if you'd like to book a private reading, the links are below. If you don't already follow me on my main channel, Starlight Oracle, check that out. I recently uploaded a video of myself doing an example of how I do a chart analysis for a client. So shout out to my lovely client Olga, who let me post her reading on my other channel. So if you want to watch that, you can watch that. Also, if you haven't seen, and probably a lot of you have seen it already, but if you haven't seen my 2021 astrology predictions, go to my other channel, Starlight Oracle. I'll put that video below again. Some things that I mentioned have already been happening. Like I mentioned something about new platforms that people would be going to get away from things like, you know, where there's too much censorship. And I noticed this week just people posting like the last couple of days about moving to MeWe and Parler and Telegram and I don't know, all these other places. Yeah, so that's interesting, and I did mention that. So anyway, have a look at that if you haven't seen already. Have a fantastic week, everybody, and stay grounded this week because the energy is a little bit crazy. And make sure you take time leading up to the new moon to set your intentions for new habits and releasing old negative habits that are no longer helping you grow. Have a great week all. Thanks so much. Bye.